What up, guys? I'm Kyler Wilson.
I'm Monica Gassert.
And this is the before,
the after,
and the after. And this one's for you, Anastasia Girl 1342. Okay, we're off to see the wizard. Not really.
a poltergeist, though.
Yes, we are going to go see a poltergeist. It's actually not titled A Poltergeist, but wouldn't it be funny if it were?
A poltergeist.
A poltergeist.
Story of.
A love story. You know, me and Monica really, truly had no intentions of seeing this in the theater. We had a very special request from Anastasia Girl. I'll flash your name up here on the screen. Thank you for being such a fan. She really wanted us to do this, so we're gonna go do it, darn it. So what do we know about this film?
We know that this is a remake.
This is a direct remake. Like, the preview looked identical to the original film. Not like, you know, shot for shot like Psycho did. You remember when they did Psycho with Vince Vaughn?
Yeah.
That was a direct shot-for-shot remake of the original. They literally matched every scene. This is not that, but golly, it's close. It makes you wonder why they didn't just go, oh, let's just go ahead and do it that way. So, if you guys are unfamiliar with the story, it's about a family that moves in to a house, and that house and subdivision were buried. We're built on top of an ancient Indian burial ground.
Dun, dun.
Or a cemetery of some sort. I might be misspeaking.
Built somewhere it shouldn't have been built.
Exactly. And the ghost, it's not just poltergeist, it's poltergeists.
Wait, are you sure that poltergeist isn't the plural form of poltergeist? Googling.
Dang it, Monica.
I'm Googling.
She's got a good point. Is it poltergeist? Maybe? So anyways, the family gets tormented. Little Carol Ann gets sucked inside of a TV or something like that, and then they call in the ghost hunters to excommunicate the ghosts and all that stuff. Or I'm sorry, the geists. Pretty certain it's geists.
Poltergeist, German for noisy ghost.
There you go. Plural form. So yeah, my expectations are not very high. The preview is full of jump scares. I think if any of you have watched any of our shows at this point, you know we're not a big fan of jump scares.
They've been wore out. But maybe something can redeem this movie. Maybe the actors can redeem the movie.
Yeah, it definitely has one hell of an actor as the dad.
Maybe they'll, do some things that, aren't like the original and can really reach out. But looking, it already has a 31% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh no! We might not should have known that.
So, but we're gonna go
Lord.
with the clear mind, open mind.
Oh, but 31%.
See what happens.
Good God.
But it's just the first couple of days. It'll change in the next week or so.
Yeah, fair enough. So yeah, anyways, I've got a feeling we're gonna destroy this movie, but who knows? We could be pleasantly surprised. I was pleasantly surprised by Unfriended. Talk about a sleeper out of left field that I wasn't really thinking was gonna be anything. I really enjoyed it. So who knows? Maybe I will enjoy this. Maybe Poltergeist needs just a facelift, to reinvigorate. It's just the first movie was so scary without doing all that bull crap.
It was definitely iconic in its own.
And it's like there are things about it that are kind of dumb. I mean, like, I've always wondered, like, why in the hell is that the only house being haunted? Like, the entire subdivision was built on top of a cemetery, not just that house.
That could be a movie idea. The entire neighborhood.
Yeah, Poltergeist 2, the Awakening.
Poltergeist Neighborhood Watch.
You're welcome, Hollywood. But yeah, the CG, they did actual, pseudo CG back then, and it looked pretty bad. So maybe this movie does need a little facelift just to, like, bring the younger generation into you know, something that was genuinely creepy back in the day. It's just it doesn't look like this movie is focused on creeping you out more than just having long bouts of silence and then boom, jump scare.
Yeah, hopefully not. And that's what the difference is with the original one. I actually caught it on TV the other day, and it just drew me in because it was so subtle with how they were doing things, and they didn't know how to explain, you know, oh, all these chairs are all of a sudden standing up all on top of each other in the kitchen.
I still wonder how they did that.
And so it did a really good job of increasing the fear, the worry, like what's really going on, you know?
Right.
So maybe they can do something different with that. Maybe they'll have the same effect without the jump scares, because there weren't that many jump scares.
No, I mean, you know, jump scares have always been around, but not the way that it's been in the last 10, 15 years. And, you know, so yeah, I'm sure that there's a moment in the first Poltergeist that there is a jump scare, but it was effective back then because you weren't being bombarded by them, you know. So when they did it, it was effective. Anyways, I'm getting adamant here. So yeah, anyways, that's our thoughts before we go in. Do you have anything else, Dad?
Let's do this.
All right, we're gonna go do this. We got a little time to kill, so you might catch some B footage. All right, guys, we'll see you in the theater.
Bye-bye.
Peace. Woohoo! All right, so we're gonna go grab a bite to eat real quick. Are we gonna do Red Robin, or do you want to do somewhere else?
Red Robin.
We're gonna go do Red Robin.
Red Robin.
They do burgers and fries, and apparently I've eaten there, and I just don't remember it. So I don't know. So yeah, anyways, the show ended up being a little later than we thought because we are not seeing Poltergeist in 3D. I'm sorry, Anastasia girl, but we're just not doing that one. So anywho, yeah, that's the update. So we're waiting on our stuff. Monica's flipping out. I got a Stella Artois, and I take a look up to my right, and what do I see? That's right, Indy himself. Okay, we finally got our food, for the love of God. They're trying to make us miss this showing, I swear. But so now we're gonna have to like scarf. We're pretty good at scarfing now, so. Okay, so we received a good burger, but poor service, huh?
Yeah.
So we're running late now because it took 30 minutes to cook 2 burgers for some reason. I'm a little annoyed. And then lady was just like taking her time. I'm like looking at her, taking her time. Anyways, all right.
So Kyler is so sad about this movie. I feel like it was okay for what it was. I know I say that a lot, but really, I don't feel like it was good and I don't feel like it was bad. I feel like it was a decent median. Kyler hated everything about it, though. He wanted to pick it apart. He wanted to rip it apart.
That is not true. I didn't hate everything about it. I think that they got some good performances out of everybody. Here's what I didn't like about it. The character motivations in this movie are so flawed. I can't even stand it. I mean, the things that people that they do in the film are just horrendous.
I was gonna make a white people joke, but I'm not going to.
I mean, so let's start with the bad parenting.
Because now parents don't parent anymore, and it's okay.
The parenting in this movie, like, your daughter, you put yourself in her position. Your daughter looks at you and says, "I'll get a job when you get a job." What are you gonna say?
Bish, you grounded,
right? I mean,
you go to school straight back home.
But these parents are like, "Hey," and then they buy her a new phone anyway.
It's okay.
I mean,
you're just being a teenager.
Is that us? Yeah, it is.
Who are we to tell you to be different?
So, hang on. We're going to continue this in a second because we're all shadowed right now. All right. So anyways, I mean, what was so great about it to you?
I liked, I stopped all nonsense conversations aside. I just liked the what they did with it. I liked that. I guess I didn't. Okay, the jump scares were a little.
They were so excessive.
I think they did use a lot of cliche things that we see in a lot of movies, that have seen in a lot of movies.
So, I think that it's really funny because this movie inspired a lot of what movies do today in terms of horror films. Not this movie, but the original Poltergeist inspired a lot of what horror films do today. And this movie, the remake of Poltergeist, is taking from what horror films do today.
Yeah, I can see that.
It's kind of ridiculous. Sorry, go ahead.
I guess I kind of like some of the intensity that they put in towards trying to get her back. I don't know, like I said, it wasn't good and it wasn't bad. It was.
Look, I'm not even going to say that it's
back
terrible.
And forth. They had things that a lot of people wouldn't like, or a lot of things I didn't like, and a lot of things I did like. So
I think we absolutely have to do like a film rant on this movie whenever it comes out.
Yeah, because I think we'll be able to really pinpoint the yays and nays and whys.
I think I will be able to destroy this film when I have it in front of me and I go, because like I'm just left asking questions like.
Are you gonna roll over that for real?
I was moving. I'm like, why are they doing some of the things they're doing? Like, why? Let me think if I can think of a good example. Why would the father not immediately go to the police?
Because they know that they will look crazy.
I mean,
and it's gonna be a whole big
but
news story.
they showed up after it happened. They had the eyewitness testimony of their two kids to back up the fact that they didn't kidnap their own daughter. You would go to the fucking authorities. That's just one thing. There was several times I was just like, why are they doing that? Or why aren't they doing this?
If they went to the authority, there would be no story. It'd be a whole different movie. It'd be John Benet Ramsey up in here.
Well, I don't know. I'm not trying to like rag on this film, but it made it kind of easy to rag on. I'll say this. It almost is a shot-for-shot remake, by the way. Like, golly, they were so similar. There were just like real minor things that were different, but the ending was even though it was the same, it was totally different.
Yeah.
And I did enjoy the new ending. So I was okay with that. But I will say it was kind of weird. Like they step out on the road, or they drive away in the people's car, and there's nobody on the road except for at the end of the block, and there's like 5 people. Like
there'd been a whole crowd outside.
The entire street should be out.
Watching everything go down.
But I don't know. I wouldn't go to the theaters to see this if I weren't reviewing the film. I would not have paid money to see this, and I think I would be justified. What about you?
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, I guess it'd be a fun little movie just to curl up one night, late night, and just watch it.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. But yeah, paying, if you're going on a date.
Especially when you can allow kids in the theater to act a fool.
Man, we had some kids that
with no parents.
Thanks. I about said
thanks.
Something.
I think it's gonna be to the point where we only go to rated R movies.
I know, right?
Even though some parents bring their kids to those too. So
yeah, but their parents are there. So yeah, I don't think it was worth. I don't think it was worth the $15 ticket a piece. So I would probably hold off on it if I were you dudes. Watch it on DVD or Netflix maybe. But yeah, that's my take on it. It was a mediocre horror film, I think, at best. I think that Babadook was, even though the ending of Babadook is very weird, I think that it was a better scary film.
I can agree with that.
Anything else?
Not now. I'm sure we'll let it all out.
Oh, we will. I've got a lot to say. Cool. Well, make sure to stick around after these messages brought to you by first thing comes to mind.
Elephant socks.
These messages. Stick around after these messages brought to you by Elephant Socks. Do you keep money in your socks frequently? Are you tired of feeling your well-hidden cash slide down the front of your socks, irritating your toes? Is your sock money causing uneven steps? No problem. We got you covered with a new kind of sock. Elephant socks. Just place your cash into the trunk of the sock and fold it up. No more embarrassing moments of trying to find your cash in your sock.
Where's my money?
No more possible foot odor on your hard-earned green. But wait, order the elephant sock in the next 5 minutes and get a second elephant sock for free. That's right, if you order right now, we'll give you a pair of elephant socks, so don't wait. Remember, you can also use elephant socks to store other special treasures like jewelry and makeup and credit cards. So what are you waiting for? Buy your elephant sock now. And don't forget, if you order your elephant sock in the next 5 minutes, you'll get a second one totally free. That's 2 socks for the price of 1. Buy now!
Thank you, elephant socks.
Sold in limited quantities at a Movieholics near you. Okay, so we've sat on this movie for a little bit, and we're gonna go ahead and just jump right into it. We're gonna talk real quick about previews. Not a whole lot new to see here. They did a Jurassic Park 4, as we almost missed it. Red Robin, you make good burgers, but
God dang.
you hire crappy people.
Your service is horrible. Everybody's sitting all in the back.
It's crazy.
Not doing nothing.
Hire better people.
Or just tell them to stop sitting all back in the booth hanging out.
Seriously, chit-chatting with one another, not bringing us our ticket, not bringing our
Everybody's
food sat in the window.
Sitting in the window.
Ugh. Anyways, different story, different day. But we walked in right as Jurassic Park 4 was Jurassic World was ending, and then we got to see The Last Witch Hunter. I think the first trailer we saw was different. This one actually seemed a little more credible to me.
I honestly don't remember seeing this
Vin Diesel?
Trailer.
Ever? Before now, you mean? Or you don't remember it today?
I had not seen this. I had heard of it, but I didn't know it was actually a thing. I just thought it was a joke.
Gotcha.
I guess because you didn't do a film rant on it.
Trailer trash.
Trailer trash.
I didn't because I thought it was going to be.
But for me, seeing it,
I can see why people would want to.
I can see why they wouldn't. It just seemed like it was going to be a whole lot of bad acting.
Well, maybe so.
I mean, I don't feel like Vin Diesel fit that character.
That's the like, I don't like movies with the title Witch, right? Because they notoriously are bad. Season of the Witch. Anyways, I don't generally like and then you add him on top of it, and it was just.
Is it supposed to be based off the game? The Witcher?
I have no idea. We'll have to investigate. I don't think so. I feel like this is a whole modern day rendition.
I don't know. I just.
I can see why people would want to watch it. She can see why people wouldn't, and honestly, I can see why people wouldn't too. But it's probably gonna do pretty well at the box office, is my guess. But I think I would skip it probably. Crimson Peak. So I saw this trailer on the computer. And I thought about doing a trailer trash on it, and I didn't do it because the trailer actually came out like 2 months ago. But this is the first time we saw it in theaters, and it was a little more enticing for me.
I thought it was really gorgeous, honestly.
It does.
Like, I had not heard about this. I'm slacking. I had not heard about this movie either until I saw the preview, which is always fun. It's always nice to come in and, be,
kind of sort of surprised because you didn't hear it on TV.
Right, or see a million movie things about it, but
that's what the movie theater, that's what the previews used to be at the movie theaters, man. It used to be so good.
So I'm glad we didn't see a million of the same, but this, I really like that Victorian era type look. I'm guessing that's what it's set in.
Did you? Well, yeah, definitely. Did you like the Woman in Black then? With
I liked
Radcliffe?
it for what it was. It was very suspenseful, and I feel like I'm scared that this movie is gonna be so suspenseful that it's something's gonna ruin it. I feel like, and we know a lot of people will see it just because everybody's a big Huddleston fan now. So,
is it Huddleston or Hiddleston?
Hiddleston.
I think it's Hiddleston.
That dude named Loki.
Loki. But my only fear for that film, based off the trailer, is the bad CG.
Yeah, I mean, it even looked bad in the trailer.
Here's the thing about CG, guys. Like all CG, when it's used the way that you see it in movies, is bad CG. So it doesn't matter if it looks good. It doesn't look like Tom Hiddleston. Like when you see a ghost next to Hiddleston or any one of those actors, it looks bad. It looks fake. So that's what bad CG is. It looks good.
I'm hoping maybe the story will, because it seemed like it was one of those movies where it has a lot of throw it at your face and be like, what?
Absolutely.
And that's why I'm scared. It's gonna be so much what, and all it is a dream. You know.
Man, those kind of movies piss me off.
But it looks very pretty. I mean, it's not pretty, but I love the style. I love that style. It's so dark and everybody's hair is all fake and gorgeous.
The costumes are amazing.
So that's, if I were to watch it, that would be the reason, just to see the set design itself, the house that they're using, or
I can see it being pretty good for a theater watch. You know, potentially.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah, we've got to see maybe another trailer.
I mean, I like Mia Wasikowska, so
gotcha.
I think it'll work.
We'll see. We're not sure. We're on the fence, I think. Accurate assumption? We're on the fence?
On the fence.
We're on the fence. We saw another trailer for The Gallows. This is one we raved about a few weeks ago, I think during our Unfriended review, where it was just the girl crying,
right.
And it was really creepy. So what do you think about this one? Found footage, something we found out about it.
I don't know. I think, okay, fine. They did a good remake of the Teen Spirit song.
Yes, they did.
I was glad. I just think it's hilarious that they just had to slap it on that movie.
The trailer, I think, was really good. I think because the trailer was so good, this movie might be really bad. But
did they give too much away?
Like I said, I think the movie might end up being bad.
I think it might annoy the crap out of me.
Yeah.
Simply because of the camera moving on.
You know, it reminds me of that not Close Encounters, Grave Encounters.
I was thinking the same thing. I saw it. I was like, man, this is like Grave Encounters. What y'all doing right now? What are the odds of you thinking that? I still thought the same thing. I'm like, but Grave Encounters is actually intriguing.
Yeah, we liked Grave Encounters quite a bit, actually.
The thing I hate about found footage is now when people are filming nowadays, they're not all over the place looking at the floor, they're looking at what they're looking. I feel like what happens is in these movies, it's on the thing, and then, we turn away for 1 second at the ground, and pow, pow, pow. And then we're looking at it, and there's nothing there. And it's just like, do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like people don't know how to film in found footage movies. Please explain that to me, somebody. And I know they're trying to get the suspense, but really, it's just more annoying than anything to me.
You know, honestly, my biggest problem with found footage movies is they show somebody filming, and it's a crappy quality camera, but then they flip to that camera that they're filming with, and it's the clearest picture that you've seen in your life.
Best video ever.
So that's one of my biggest distractors. Well, I guess it is a distractors, but I'll call it a detractor. So, you know, I don't know. This movie, the trailer was, I think, really good. I just don't.
We'll see. I keep hearing. They are blowing this trailer everywhere. Like, I keep hearing about it on YouTube as a commercial. Every Hulu as a commercial, like
they're putting some marketing into it. It looks like they put some exercise into it. It's like
my worry is that it's so dark, because it looks so dark, that are you really gonna be able to tell? And
Grave Encounters did that, and it worked.
Dang,
and it worked. You know, if you guys haven't seen Grave Encounters, it's a pretty damn good found footage film for what it is. Look, I said for what it is. The Pixels. This is a different trailer than what we've seen, and
they add some different things in there, which
I kind of feel like they gave a little too much away.
I do too.
It was all entertaining, and I'm still wanting to watch it, but it's specifically that Donkey Kong scene where they become.
Yeah, they went way further into it than I thought.
I would have preferred to see that.
Agree. I think I don't know why they felt the need to release more as
I don't either. It was such a good trailer. The first one was so enticing. I didn't need to see another.
It was enough. Yeah.
If you are gonna do something, maybe you do like a little 30-second snippet of something.
Yeah, because they busted this trailer up. I feel like I was watching the movie.
Yeah. It was just a little too telling. That being said, I still think the movie looks like a blast. Adam Sandler not.
Actor avoidance syndrome.
I don't have a problem with Adam Sandler. Monica is not about it, but she is about this film. So
yeah, because it's the games that we grew up with as old people.
What a great concept! I mean, truly, right? What a great concept.
Oh, there goes another one, Hollywood. Y'all need to follow that train. Jump on the bandwagon, please. Thank you.
So yeah, we'll probably be seeing that one in theaters, is my guess. The Maze Runner, the look, my autocorrect changed this to the Scotch Trials. The Maze Runner, the Scorch Trials. I didn't realize that this movie had done well enough to.
The only reason I even knew about the Maze Runner is because everybody loves that boy from Teen Wolf. I don't know his name. I'm sorry, he hasn't made it into my categorized list of actors and faces yet. But everybody loves that boy, and I heard that this was a book, and
it was. Yeah.
It basically everybody loved it. It's like a weird underground kind of Twilight, and I'm sorry if I offend anybody by that comment, but
man, you walking on some thin ice.
But this trailer,
you better be right.
This trailer seemed a little bit more intense, and
it doesn't seem very kiddish.
And so my thing is, if any of you have seen it, please leave a comment below. Is this a movie we should be watching? Because I don't know, it looked like, I mean, I'm not gonna, and I'm sorry if I offend you by saying it looked kind of like more towards the To Kill a Mockingbird series. Wait, ooh, that didn't happen. The Mockingjay series. I'm still saying it. I'm sorry, but the Hunger Games. It seems like it's probably a split between the Hunger Games and
I thought it was a kids. Honestly, I thought it was a kids.
I thought it was a kids movie. That's why I didn't watch. And I don't know. It just I guess somehow or another flew completely off our radar. I thought that this movie had a limited release and had basically gone straight to DVD. I had no idea that it. So we've got some research to do. If you have seen it, you should tell us if it was good. Please.
I know somebody left a comment on one of our videos saying after they saw The Maze Runner, they enjoyed. Was Will Poulter in that?
I think somebody said that. Yeah.
Was Will Poulter?
I think they said he was.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, Will Poulter. Yeah. So apparently, somebody left a comment saying that they trust Will Poulter being cast as Pennywise because of how well he did in this film. So we'll have to. I guess we're just gonna have to watch it.
We're gonna have to watch Maze Runner.
We're gonna have to watch Maze Runner.
Probably do a film rant on it.
Moving right along. Spy. No. Do not freaking waste. God, man, this is just, I am off of this train. I'm sorry.
They are killing Melissa McCarthy.
Dude,
Melissa McCarthy.
I'm done with it. I'm just done with seeing her do that exact. It's the same thing, I guess, when people got really mad, or not really mad, but they got annoyed with not Drew Carey, Jim Carrey, for being that same thing over and over and over and over. Well, that's this to me. I'm so done.
Yeah, they're really riding that Melissa McCarthy train, and ultimately it's because there's nobody else really filling that spot right now, I guess.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know how to fix it. I just know that I honestly, I don't find her that funny. I don't really find using your weight as a comedic, I don't see I
think it just makes people more comfortable that someone can step outside that little box and just be the same person in every movie that we love. And that's probably what it is because everybody loved her so much in the TV show, that TV show she had. And then it was Mike and Molly.
Oh, I never watched it.
Because she had the same...
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Because she had the same humor then, and of course it just kind of opened the door and people loved her, and that's when she started getting all these movies. And
because you know what it is? Her character is always a belligerent asshole. That's really what it boils down to, is her every single time she gets on screen, she's like, I'm big and I'm fat and I'm loud and that's what I feel every time I see her.
Sometimes actors are only used for what everybody likes them as, and some people seem to really like her as this, and so therefore she will continue to be cast in things like this until somebody else comes along.
I mean, good for her for making a paycheck.
Word.
But that's about all you can really consider.
It's weird because I kind of want to see it only because Jason Statham's in it.
You know why I don't want to see this film? Because we've seen this film, which is a person outside of their element getting put into the role of a spy or of a law enforcement individual, undercover cop, so on. Pick your poison. We've seen that movie so many times. and I'm done with it. I'm just so done with it. Anyways, hope you guys don't watch that film.
And if you do, let us know. Maybe you can change our mind.
Maybe if it's good, come on. And again, I'm not meaning to offend anybody. I apologize if I did, but I'm just up to here with that kind of humor. So, moving right along and into our movie finally. Okay, so did we like it? Let me re-up this. Did you like it? Be honest.
I kinda did.
It's okay. It's okay.
I kinda did, and I stand beside that. I thought the effects were all right for what they were, and when I say all right for what they were, that means it's all right for what it was.
Okay, so I'm not the biggest fan.
Liked it. I kind of liked it.
I'm not the biggest fan.
I guess because I was trying to bypass the dumb stuff that we know we see in every freaking scary movie.
Here's the thing. This movie tried... I don't know what it tried. It didn't... It felt like they tried to be different while using every single trope.
And that's...
And that doesn't even make sense. Mm-hmm. I mean, like... It's so similar to the first film that I don't know. It's like, what were you going for exactly? You know what I mean? As I said in our little after segment, movies built a lot of their horror off of movies like Poltergeist back in the 80s. Mm-hmm. And now this movie is borrowing the things that these movies have done, which is very odd to me. I can't even articulate what it is, but it's like they tried to do something cool and they fell flat on their face.
And I think that's exactly what we said when we did, when we talked about this before.
On the trailers? When we were just talking about trailers?
I think so. And it's almost like they're trying so hard to update it, but ultimately it falls in the same category as everything else.
I didn't like it. Monica liked it. And after that, we're moving along. So this is a very, very interesting idea. All right, so here's my question. Was it good acting? Or was it just better than we thought it would be?
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
Boomeranging over here.
Think about that for a second. So... After I was sitting there thinking about, like, what are we going to talk about? And I was like, well, we need to talk about the acting. And I was like, but was the acting really good? I mean, you got 3 kids. You've got the bitch oldest daughter. You've got the little wimpy, like,
I feel so bad for
can't do anything for himself kid. And then you've got Maggie, who is Carol Ann. And we'll talk about that switch up here in a little bit. And then you've got the dad, who's just... He's just hard on his luck, but really that's all you know about him. Like, there's no real character development.
Right, except for John Deere.
That was what a bizarre product placement.
Is something going on with John Deere? Are they letting all their employees go for some reason?
Yeah, I don't know.
That just stuck out like a sore thumb to me when it happened, and I'm like...
It did. It was very awkward.
I'm like, man, I should look at my phone. Did something happen in the news?
And then you got the mom, and I don't know, like...
She's a writer.
Was it good acting? I just think that, like, I was expecting Sam Rockwell to do good because Sam Rockwell always does good. But then at one point, here's what
it's probably the easiest typecasts. Not typecast, but it's easiest. Those were the easiest roles to fill.
What do you mean?
Because you have the down on your luck dad, the writer, nice mom.
But how are the roles easy to fill though?
Because anybody can play those roles, I think.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. Well, yeah, I mean, maybe so. But they cast Sam Rockwell. Like, Sam Rockwell is a talented, in-depth actor. At one point in the film, it was about halfway through, when the ghosts are really freaking out. Oh, it's the Carol Ann moment where Maddie moment where the lights are coming on and you see her in her shadow and everything. Mm-hmm. And Sam Rockwell is literally looking around like a bumbling idiot. Like, he's just like, he's not scared, but he's bored is the best way I can describe it. He's just like, huh. And I'm like, was that good? I mean, I think he just took a paycheck. I don't think it was all that great acting. Now that I really think about it.
I think if anything, I mean, if every character in that movie was almost annoying enough to make me not like it.
This is what I'm saying! Like, what are their motivations? They all make the dumbest mistakes throughout the entire film, and I'm just like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Nobody would act that way.
But I guess in a sense they wanted to try to make it a relatable family as well.
Idiots?
You always have a doo-doo head teenager. You have one of your middle kids.
Man.
Or younger kids. It's always a scaredy cat. And then you always have the kid that has something special about them.
I mean, that's your
Good or
movie
bad.
family. I don't know if I'd call that the relatable family.
Well, I feel like that people could probably relate. Or I feel like that maybe they tried to make them so relatable.
I mean, like, why didn't the little brother speak up whenever the paranormal lady was like, or whenever his mom was like, oh, he experienced things first, when he clearly didn't, and he knows that he didn't. He knows that Carol Ann, I'm going to keep doing that throughout the entire thing.
Carol Ann.
He knows that Carol Ann, stuff was happening to her first. Why didn't he say something? You could argue, well, he's a little kid and he's scared. Bullshit, man.
Kids talk all the time.
He would say, no, it happened to Carol Ann first. I mean,
yeah, why
you know,
did
and
they do that?
it was stuff like that. I mean, it was just like,
Why can't we tell
like,
everybody's
why did the mom wait to ask Carol Ann, what did you mean by they're here the next day? She didn't ask about it the moment it happened when she said, they're here. She waited until the next day.
Who's here?
Why? I mean, so you're gonna ask her what that, so it was just those kind of things that were so frustrating for me. I'm just like, why would you?
There were a lot of frustrating things, a lot of frustrating actions, a lot of frustrating just things said, Dumbass!
Okay. Like,
did I jump ahead?
Well, you
that's
did.
part of the acting.
No, that's not part of the acting. That's more about the screenplay and how it was written. But we'll talk about it.
The family themselves.
The parenting in this film is atrocious. So they let their kids like curse all they want basically, and then they just go hey, and they laugh it off. I mean, the daughter literally looks at the mother at one point and says, because her phone broke. Okay, that's actually another thing that I'll go back to. Her phone broke, and she's like, you need to buy me another one. And they're like, it's not in the budget. You can go get yourself a job. And mom is a stay-at-home mom raising 3 kids. She looks her dead in the face and says, I'll get a job when you get a job. That's how it would have been. If I had said some like that when I was that
okay,
age,
honey. I know.
But they were just like, hey. And then what did Dad do? He goes out and he gets her damn phone. This is what's wrong with America nowadays. Damn parents letting their kids just do anything they damn well want. Sorry, this is not a lecture on parenting. It was just another frustrating aspect of this film that there's really zero basis behind. Would a real family act this way? I'm sure there's at least one, but would a common real family like allow that, He's like, she's grounded for 24 hours. I'm like, oh, boo-hoo. She's grounded for 24 hours?
Just 24. That's school.
Ugh.
By the time I get back home from school, I can do whatever I want again. Yay.
Oh, it's just dumb. And then back to some of the motivations. Like when she got her second phone, her phone is breaking and she's just like, huh. And she's walking around the house. One time she doesn't go, damn stupid phone. Can't believe this.
I feel like they kept trying to hint at things that
they didn't deliver on. Well, whose fault is that, filmmakers?
So, the first thing was when I remember the second thing was him looking in the rearview mirror back at the mall. I was like, was there something that we were supposed to see there?
What was the point of the mall?
And then, God, there was 2 others, and I should have wrote them down when that happened. But, anyways, I just feel like they were trying to hint at things that really didn't make it through. And when we do a film rant on it, we'll point them out.
And I think we are definitely going to do a film rant on this. When they release this sucker on DVD, we're going to do another video because I got so frustrated at points, and we're in the theater, and I can't just blurt out like, oh come on, So yeah, when it comes out, I'm gonna sit down with a pen and paper and do it the Film Rants way.
We gonna kill it up a little bit.
Which we haven't fully decided yet, but we may do a Film Rants on the original as well. We'll see.
Maybe we'll play them together.
Maybe so. Okay, we kind of covered like 4 topics there all at once. That was good about the acting. Oh, actually, one thing that we didn't really cover. I felt like the dialogue was pretty good though. Like so the acting was like mediocre, but I felt like the things that were being said, like I felt like those were pretty natural, even though the motivations are all over the place. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So it was like good. It was good, like word writing, but bad character writing.
Right. And I feel like the little girl, Carol Ann.
Carol Ann.
Her name was not Carol Ann. It's Maddie. We'll get to that in a little bit. But I feel like she did good. She was a natural little buddy.
She did, and she actually look. I said this in the trailer chat. She looks just like her.
Just reverse.
Crazy. Like if you'd given her blonde hair, she would have been like picture perfect.
Down to the long ass eyelashes. Like that's crazy.
Well, all right. So moving right along. Was it scary? That's our next topic. Were you scared ever?
I was not scared. I was more just wanting to know what was going to happen next.
Did you ever even jump?
No.
The jump scares just don't work anymore.
They don't.
We're so used to it. We're anticipating it so frequently that, like, I was at one point I was sitting next to Monica. I was like, cue loud noise, and then it was like boom. And I mean, because it's just like we get it. We know that trick at this point. So there was some creepy imagery in my opinion. You know, like especially with the clowns and stuff. You know,
because nobody likes clowns walking around your house.
Nope. And it wasn't just. So this is one thing that was different from the first film, or the original film, I should say. In this film, is it wasn't just that one clown. It was all those
multiples.
Little bastards.
I would have been drop kicking everybody in that room. It would have been.
I love how the little boy finally grew a set of balls and curb stomped that clown in the face.
I feel like that was the intention the entire time. They belittled him basically. Like, why is he the crybaby? She's supposed to be the crybaby, but he's the crybaby.
He is an annoying little brat.
And I feel like that ultimately was what it was building up to, was for him to be brave for once and actually break the mold of being the sissy scaredy cat. I need a flashlight, nightlight, which bugged me because they turned that damn light on, and then when I came back into that room, it was off and there was no lights on at all. And I'm like, where does light go? Y'all forgot that. Anyways.
So yeah, I didn't think it was scary.
No.
I mean, you can call it a horror film, I guess, but I mean, I didn't feel the horror. I mean, I like to feel like that anxiety.
Yeah.
Babadook, for example, I felt that anxiety when I was watching it. I'm a grown ass man. I know that it's fake, but I felt that anxiety and that intensity. This movie did not make me feel any of that. So it wasn't scary. Moving on, the good and the not so good of the special effects. So I know some specific things special effects wise that I did not like.
Which were
mainly the ghosts. That whole
them
sequence,
spilling out of the
all of that stuff looked so bad to me.
I think I liked that. I didn't really pay attention to the fakeness. I just wanted to see what was going on, like them creeping in there. Now the part when they bust out, come out of the closet.
There's no spoilers. If you've seen the first film, it doesn't matter.
Jump it.
They come spilling out and they're grabbing hold of one of the actors.
That you can see the fakeness, but I really liked them actually going into the portal and actually seeing what was in there, and
that stuff just looked so cheesy to me. It looked like we turned.
I liked it. I felt like it gave a good basis of what the spirit world is.
Well, but I don't think the spirit world would look like a computer, and that's what it looked like to me. So I guess
I was just wrapped up in that point of wanting to know what was going to happen.
Well,
I kind of overlooked.
I guess maybe my issue then was I was never sold into the world because I had all these other distractors going on. And
see, I just got to the point where I turned those off. All the dumb stuff that dumb people. Why didn't that boy ever say anything about the wall basically eating his face and screwdriving in his head?
Dude, okay, so there's going back to motivations again. Why in the hell would you stick your hand in that hole? That's just retarded.
If you go in the bathroom and you see a hole in the wall, are you going to stick your hand in it?
There is nobody, especially... Dude, okay, so that's just a regular hole. This is a hole that ate his drill. It literally ate his drill and the entire power cord. And he's like, oh, let me go in here. Like, what, are you retarded? There's another part where, like, the character motivation was so stupid. And then he didn't, as she said, he didn't say a word about it to anybody.
Like, you are a part of the paranormal team. Why don't you tell nobody nothing?
Right? Don't you think that'd be something that you should let somebody know? Same thing with the dad and, like, okay, so
Can we say we're having issues in this crazy house?
He like starts spitting up what looks like blood, but then you look in the sink and it's like soil and like worms and stuff and it's coming out of his mouth and he's freaking out. And then the creepy hand comes over him and yanks him around and it's his wife. Why would she do that? Why would she do that? We are being haunted right now and it's like you're trying to intentionally scare me.
Hey babe, how's it going?
It was so dumb.
And then look at him like he crazy.
I know, she looked at him like he was going nuts, and it's like, bitch, you just yanked me, and I'm having an issue right now. God. Oh, this film aggravated me so many times. All right, moving on.
He was serious.
Moving on. What were we getting to? Oh, the good special effects. So there were a lot of things that were good, like that scene, actually. Like the scene where he's spitting the stuff up. The scene came out of the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
I don't know. I still don't know what its purpose was because he never spoke about it again. Nobody ever knew that it happened. So it was only for the audience, which is just weird. When you do that, you're calling attention to yourself. And that scene stuck out. So does the power drill scene. It just sticks out like a sore thumb. Like, what was the point then? You never reference it again. That being said, the effects involved with those scenes were great. The stuff flying across the room, being able to roll that baseball. I don't know if that was like a remote control thing or if that was CG, but if it was CG, it looked really good. I doubt it was CG. I think it was probably a real softball. But, you know, like rolling around, everything. The clowns jumping, like all that stuff was really good. Even the tree, you know, messing with the boy, I think looked really good. It was just those scenes inside of like the spirit world and when they were coming out. Her face when she turned and it wasn't her. Oh yeah. That was kind of that was kind of bad. That bugged me.
Another scare that we have seen in many movies, and you almost already expect when she turns around, it's not going to be her.
She it's a little girl crying in a corner.
Tisk.
I think The Ring did that.
I think everybody did that.
I mean, so, you know, that kind of stuff, it wasn't a good scare. And those scenes were distracting to me from a CG standpoint. So, they did a lot of things good with it, but they also did a lot of things bad with it. The biggest crime for this film for me is I think that they made a technically sound film with a piss-poor story and direction.
Yeah.
So, that's what I think. Moving right along. Last few topics here. Why change? So they're basically making an identical film. Why change the name? Why change all of their names? Like, why is it not Carol Ann? Carol Ann has such a weird ring to it. I think that just the name Carol Ann is creepy in the first film.
Because you already know
but
who that is.
Madison?
Maddie is such a... Everybody has that name.
So I don't know. I mean, it's you know, we're not going to spend a lot of time on it. It's just weird to me. Like, why would you change their names?
It makes me wonder. Obviously, they left it open like they're going to do another one. So it makes me wonder if it's going to have an impact on the other ones. If they do another one. Because how many were there? There were 4?
I think there were 3, but the other ones had virtually nothing to do other than...
Because eventually Carol Ann went to live with the aunt.
Yeah. And she dealt with the Quaker man.
What the crap happened to the parents?
I was really hoping for the Quaker man.
I know, I was hoping that too. I was like...
He wasn't in the original. He was in the second or third one. But man, the Quaker man, that is one thing that scared me when I was a kid. I did not like that dude.
That was a creepy dude.
And every time that we'd go to the store, I would look at the Quaker Oats and I'd ask my mom, like, why is the Poltergeist dude on the... I'm not even joking. Why is the Poltergeist dude on the cereal? This is weird. I did not want to have anything to do with that cereal.
I'm gonna buy a box of oatmeal and I'm gonna paint his face like the Quaker man. I'm gonna make him look like a skeleton.
So
I'm gonna give it to you.
So yeah, anyways, I don't know. It was just something that stuck out. Again, it's just one of those things. It's like, it was a little distracting. In the same regard, one of my complaints with the film is they're basically doing a virtual identical remake. So I guess that was their way of like stepping away a little bit. But it's like, you're just changing the name. Like, that's not
weird.
You're not stepping away enough.
Because, you hear that name and it's unforgettable.
Carol Ann.
It's
think about this. Carol Ann versus Maddie. Carol Ann, man. Carol Ann. All right, moving on. So this is something that goes back to the original, and it's always been a thing. Actually, my dad was the one who pointed out to me when I was young, but I'll take semi-credit for it now. He always wondered why in the hell, if this entire subdivision was buried on top of an Indian burial grounds, which, by the way, this subdivision was just on top of a cemetery, not the old Indian burial grounds like the original. Don't know why they chose to make that distinction.
They did.
Why is only that? They brought attention
really
to it.
Did bring attention to it.
They were like, well, at least it's not buried on an ancient Indian burial ground. Pat my own back for alluding to the original film.
Darling.
But why is only this house being haunted?
I think because I was fixing to say Carol Ann. I think because Maddie has the gift.
You think because Maddie has the gift?
I think if somebody was going to be all technical about it, it would be because she has the gift.
That is okay. That's a pretty logical thing then. Like,
well, ultimately, you would think that poltergeists would be, if they're so violent and that they'd be messing with other people's houses too.
Well, but see, okay, so then it wasn't just Carol Ann. They could mess with the rest of the family, and did.
That's true.
So like, yeah, Carol Ann was going to show them to light, which is actually my next complaint. All right. So it's a two-parter basically. We just did the first part. Here's the second part. Why now? And if you don't just say Carol Ann, because here's my question: why did the spirits come back? Like, theoretically, the spirits that were buried there wasn't a housing development, right?
Right.
So they would have gone to the light. But, okay, let me back up. Ooh, they're pissed off that the housing development was built on top of their burial place. But they should have already been gone to the light. So did they come back from the light when the burial or when the housing development got built on top of it?
I think that gets into a little bit more ghost and demonology, because if I remember correctly, a soul, something with evil in its heart cannot pass through the light. So they have to have a good to pass through the light. But
they were guided through the light. That's the whole point. They wanted Carol Ann to guide them to the light. And that's what the guy, spoiler alert. The guy's special too. Spoiler alert. That's why the guy at the end goes into the portal to guide them into the light. So they weren't evil. If they can go into the light, they're not evil.
But they need a transport through the light. I feel like this is borderlining, what's that dang Jennifer Love Hewitt show?
Ghost Whisperer.
She explained this on that show, and I can't for the one time explain it. They explained it on there. Because she's the one that helps guide them to the light. So basically, Ghost Whisperer is basically a grown-up Carol Ann, and that's what she does. And so they have to have a good open soul taken to the light.
But
if you study ghosts or anything like that and have a valid reason, let us know in the comments below.
Here's the thing. They should have already left.
But spirits
they're saying the reason that their logic for the reason why the haunting is taking place is that a housing development was built on top of the cemetery. But then that just means they were chilling in a graveyard for how many ever years, just like having coffee with one another and sipping tea or some shit.
I don't know.
All of a sudden, this housing development comes, and it's like, oh, we're all mad. But then they can get guided to the light. Again, it seems to me like they were in the light, and then they're like, hey, you don't build on top of our cemetery, and they came back just to piss everybody off.
I don't know.
Would they really care?
That's
if anybody knows about ghosts, would they really care if somebody was built on top of them? How long do they last? So is it just while the body is being decomposed that they stay?
No, the spirit stays forever.
But do they stay only in the area where they were buried? What if the bodies had been moved? I've gone way
He
off
done
the deep
gone
end.
way technical. So if any of you ghost lovers or ghost watchers, anything like that, supernatural people, if you know an answer, let us know, because he done got to something that he don't understand, and if you understand it,
Hey,
please let us know.
I'm just asking logical questions. That's it. Don't say I don't understand it.
If
I'm just
any of
asking
y'all
logical
talk to
questions.
ghosts, let us know.
Oh boy, we might.
Because he done took it to a whole other level that people aren't thinking about when they go to watch this dang movie.
Well, I'm sorry, but as a filmmaker, those are the kind of things.
We need to sit you down and let you watch Ghost Whisperer,
No.
Supernatural,
No.
and we might need to go back and watch Being Human again.
Those are all fictional TV shows.
But they're all based off this. They're all based
They're
off
all
this thought
fictional
logic.
TV shows. Anyways, so
You're gonna have some Supernatural fans hit you up in the comment section.
hey, hit me up, man. Educate.
Please,
Educate.
I would love to know. I love that stuff.
All right, so I think that that pretty much wraps it up. All in all, if I had to give some arbitrary number to this, I mean, best case scenario, I'd give it a 5.
I'd say.
And 5 is like a starting point, so it's like 5 is mediocre.
I'd say 7 just for the intriguingness of it.
All right, she says she says 7. I say 5. If you guys have seen this, make sure to let us know what you thought about it in the comment section below. If you're gonna go see it because you watched this review, make sure to let us know that you have done so. If you are not gonna go watch this because of this review, make sure to let us know in the comment section below. Did you like this video? Make sure to let us know in the comment section. Do you see a trend here? We would like you to comment. Leave us a comment. It's
Even
not that
give
hard.
us a silly trollolo comment, just to let us know that you're watching.
Yeah, give us one like homeboy. He was like he sent us a message and he goes, "You aren't funny, you suck." Okay, well, at least you're engaged.
We embrace all.
Yeah.
People aren't gonna like everything we say.
We're totally fine.
And we're not gonna like everything that other people say.
Correct.
But
For the
like
record,
it.
we don't suck. Just so everybody knows.
I hope you didn't make a face. Oh,
Anywho.
I just did my best.
So guys, thanks again for watching. If you would like to see more of this, let us know in the comment section below. And as always,
Don't forget to hit us up on Facebook and Twitter.
and
Instagram and Movie Pilot.
we started an Instagram. I'm so happy about that.
I know. All this media that we dealing with, Ro.
I know. So yeah, hit us up on Instagram. I've got to add that to the link description, but yeah, it's at Movieholics 1, I think. I'll double check that.
Holics.
Oh, you know, she's right. It's at movie.holics.
So yeah, follow us on there too.
I think Twitter is Movieholics 1. Anyways, so yeah, hit us up on there. If you don't,
You can find the link on Facebook or here.
If you don't, you're a mamby-pamby. Don't be a mamby-pamby.
And if you know what a mamby-pamby is, technically, please leave it in the comments below.
Again, you seeing a trend here? Below. Alright, that's all we got for you guys. We love you, we miss you, and as always, stay fresh. We're gonna high-five it out. Ready? Let's high-five it out. Come on, right here. Boom!